Hey, it's the Rednecks versus the Rich Kids tonight on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. That's what these kids from these two schools are calling it, as Mountain Crest plays host to Ridgeline. Ridgeline looking to solidify spot number 2 in Region 11 play. Mountain Crest looking for their first region win. The Mustangs have had trouble with offense all season. They're coming off 2 straight games where they've failed to score a point. Their defense is playing better, and they're actually making the other team work, but offensively they've really struggled. Only 12 points in region play. Meanwhile, Ridgeline, they have no problem scoring points. 35 last week against Green Canyon. 36 points total scored in the fourth quarter of that wild ball game, which Ridgeline was in control, and they had to kind of hang on to win. But you know both teams will be ready for this one tonight. Kind of a battle of the brothers here in Hyrum as Ridgeline visits Mountain Crest. Coming up on the Game of the Week.
I have been up and down with my weight for my whole life. I've always wanted a body that looks like something very specific in my mind. Even when I was at my best, I never got there.
Today we're hitting the Fusion.
Over the last 3 months, I've lost 33.5 pounds of fat working out on the Fusion CST. I can do a 30-minute workout, and I have done cardio, strength, sweat my ass off, and I'm done for the day.
I'm your iFit trainer. Let's work.
It honestly felt like somebody was in the room encouraging me to push harder.
We're going in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
It felt like this person's attention is literally on me right now.
Who wants those abs? Who wants to
And
work
I'm going to
for 'em?
push myself to not let them down.
We're hitting everything right
I
here.
never thought I would have abs. I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, there's a couple of abs.
Nice work.
I always had a vision of what I wanted my body to look like. I've achieved that now. And that makes me feel incredibly proud. Thanks to Nordic Track.
Day 568 of our journey into America's freezers. We've found ourselves at a location which we're told has frozen beef, but we need to dig deeper. Is the beef currently frozen?
Yeah, it's frozen.
Would it be possible to actually go in the freezer and get those frozen discs right out of the ice?
Oh, we already did that all this morning.
Might it be possible to have it on a stick, like a popsicle? No? All right, fair enough. With every restaurant, I feel we grow a little bit closer to actually getting in the freezer.
Don't settle for frozen. Swing by Wendy's and try a Dave's Double to see how fresh beef tastes. And now, great offers are available in the Wendy's mobile app. Download, sign up, and check your account to start redeeming today.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
All right, when you get a game with one team that's really played well all season long, one of the top teams in a classification, going against a team that struggled all year long, sometimes you worry about your team, if you're the team with a better record, being maybe a little down for that game. Maybe they take the other team a little lightly. Well, Travis Cox told me that Ridgeline will not be taking Mountain Crest lightly tonight. He talked about the Mountain Crest defense, and despite their troubles offensively, that's a defense that can rise up and bite people and really make it tough to score. And it's an offense that if they get clicking, they can be tough as well because they've got some players. They just haven't been able to really put it together so far this year. And he said, I hope they don't put it together against us. We talked about his offense and how they've been clicking and how it seems to be a different player each and every week that comes to the forefront. Last week it was Evan Webb. It was Strat Simmons the week before that. And Noah White has been rushing for 100-plus yards for a few weeks now. He said it's great to have all of these different weapons, and it just kind of organically goes one week it's one kid's turn, one week it's another kid's turn. They don't game plan for this kid or that kid to be the guy that week. It just kind of happens based on what the defense has given them. He likes the fact, it's really a luxury that he has those kind of players at so many different positions. But it's not a game that Ridgeline will be taking lightly, and I know the Mustangs would love to send Ridgeline into the playoffs with a loss. We're going to find out what happens. The game of the week is coming up in just a bit.
Say the word base. Say the word mess.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company, privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music, music is all we do. The Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years. Beautiful night at Lynn R. Miller Field in Hyrum on the campus of Mountain Crest High School. Mountain Crest coming up on 4 decades as a school and football and proud tradition. Tough year here for the Mustangs as they're 1-7 on the year, and tonight they host Ridgeline. These kids at Ridgeline a few years ago used to be going to Mountain Crest, or would have gone to Mountain Crest before the school was built, and now they've got this rivalry going that they've dubbed, the kids have dubbed, the rich kids versus the rednecks. The rich kids, the Ridgeline kids with that Providence bench and that area, and the rednecks out here at Mountain Crest. And both schools have really kind of leaned into that and adopted that, and they were having a big hoedown with country music out front of the school here just a little bit ago, and kids over on this side are all wearing cowboy hats, and on the far side, those Ridgeline kids, a lot of them came dressed up in suits and ties. It's just been kind of fun. The kids have been having a lot of fun with it. Mountain Crest leads this series 2-1. This is the 4th year they've played since they've split off from one another. Mountain Crest won the inaugural game 38-20. In 2018, Ridgeline got over on the Mustangs 29-18. And then last year, Mountain Crest beats Ridgeline 6-3 in a defensive battle. So Ridgeline's looking to even things up and go 2-2 with a team that comes in here flying high. 6-1, 3-1 in region play. This is the last region game of the season for a lot of teams. It's their last regular season game. Now next week's the fall break, what they used to call UEA, and Thursday and Friday it's basically off, right? It's fall break, and so they traditionally played football games on Wednesday night on those weeks. Well, a lot of teams aren't playing them. They've had some of these schools that have had to shut down for a couple of weeks because of coronavirus, and they're trying to, get that kind of back under control. And so some of these schools, because of that, aren't playing football, and other schools will need other games, and these teams have all just tried to kind of get other games, and it just hasn't worked out for everybody. So Travis Cox told me before this game that, it looks like Ridgeline will probably just take next week off. And it's a little bit concerning for some of the coaches having 2 weeks off. And I know that Mountain Crest is slated to play Hillcrest here next week. So the Mustangs will have another home game.
Back to receive the kickoff.
It's not senior night yet.
Number 5,
DeMooney and Webb back for Ridgeline.
Kicking off for Mountain Crest.
As the Mustangs will kick it off. It's been a tough year, but there's people here to watch the Mustangs, and plenty on the other side to watch Ridgeline, and they're making noise in Hyrum. High kick, fair caught at the 35-yard line, and that's where Caden Cox and the Ridgeline offense will take over.
First and 10.
Cox last week, 252 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. Webb had 130 yards receiving on 7 catches, 3 touchdowns plus an interception. And Noah White rushed for 109 yards. A couple of weeks ago, we saw Ridgeline took them 2 plays to get on the board. It's an explosive offense. They've got 5 wide receivers, 4 and kind of a diamond to this side. They're going to run the little screen out to DeMooney. DeMooney Makes the first man miss, still on his feet out near midfield. Tiptoes down the sideline and finally pushed out of bounds at about the 37-yard line.
Dumani, who scampers down the right sideline, picking up big yards.
28 yards.
By number 30, Stockton Nielsen. The ball's advanced to the.
He's somebody that's been quiet the last couple of weeks. I asked Coach Cox about that when I talked with him earlier today, and he said it's just nice. You have all these different weapons, and you just kind of see what the game gives you. He said he won't be quiet for long. And on the first play, 28 yards. Here's the give. Ball's free. Let's see who they say. Let's see if it's a fumble or if he was down. I didn't hear a whistle, and they say Mountain Crest football.
Is hit immediately by number 2, Terrell Lee, causing a fumble.
Miles Zek coughs it up after a 3-yard gain.
First and 10.
And Ridgeline doing what they don't do much of, and they fumble it. That ball kicked around in there before somebody finally dropped on it. Didn't see who it was, and it looks like Lofthouse is going to be the quarterback. These are sharp-looking gray uniforms, but those silver numbers are almost impossible to see. Jackson goes in motion. Lofthouse is going to turn and hand, and he's stack up.
Out of the pistol formation, hands the ball for short yardage.
It's Oswald
One on the play,
who picks up a yard.
For the Mustangs. Camden Oswald was the ball carrier.
This Ridgeline defense switched from a 4-man front to a 3-man front. They had more guys that could run than Big Uglies, and it served them well. One of those guys that's done so well for him is Jaden Harris. He's a tackling machine. 10 tackles last week. Fake the give. Lofthouse being pursued by Murdoch. Lofthouse lofts one up, has a receiver downfield that's caught in Ridgeline territory.
Scrambles around the right edge. Number 1, Nick Lefevre down the side.
27 yards for Lefevre.
Ball's advanced to the Riverhawk 42-yard line. It'll be first and 10, Mountain Crest.
So Lofthouse staying one step ahead of Murdoch, throwing it up, and Lefevre found a spot in the zone. And Lefevre kind of limps off. Terrell Lee comes off as well. High formation, turn and hand to Veter. Veter taken down by Murdoch. Hollingsworth in there as well, and it's a 1-yard loss. Veter, the leading rusher for this Mountain Crest team. 273 yards on 42 carries on the season, 6.5 yards per game, 2 touchdowns. Lofthouse comes into the game, 61 of 103, 833 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. We saw his first start. He had 3 interceptions in that game, so since then, in the last 2 games, he's taken care of the ball better. He's only thrown 1 interception, and he 1 for 1 for 27 yards here tonight so far. This one rolls back to him. He picks it up, steps out of trouble, gets his feet under him and throws one up. He's got a man wide open downfield, and he had to really loft it. He never could step into it. And Terrell Lee was so wide open, but it hung up so long that it fell incomplete. It could have been intercepted as easily as caught. It's 3rd down and 11 now for the Mustangs. Mountain Crest defensively, it seemed like it started to click for them midway through the season. They gave up a lot of points early and they played better. They've just been on the field so long. The offense hasn't been able to sustain drives. So it makes you wonder with that defense if they'll go for it on 4th down if they can't get it here. Lofthouse runs out of trouble, unloads another one into double coverage. This one's going to be picked off at the 1-yard line. And he goes into the end zone, and it's a touchback, and it looks like it might have been Webb that comes up with the pick. It was Webb. So Webb with an interception just like last week. And Ridgeline starts at the 20. Both teams turn it over on their first possession. A jinxed Lofthouse. Lofthouse said he hadn't had a pick, only one pick in the last couple weeks, and he throws one here with 9:44 to play in the first quarter. So we reset everything, and we're going to start again with Ridgeline with the ball at the 20-yard line. Webb to this side, two to the far side, and three backs in the backfield, and the white hat
Too many on the field.
says you got too many guys. Illegal participation on Ridgeline, and so they're going to be backed up 5 yards.
First down. Bring out the first and 15. Ball is spotted on the 15.
First penalty of the night. So not a clean start here in Hyrum. 2 turnovers and a penalty in the first 2 minutes and 16 seconds. They come out in the same formation. 3 backs plus a quarterback in the backfield, all stacked. And they're going to go downfield. Cox has his man. It's going to be a first down and a gain of 20. Finds Strat Simmons.
Caden Cox makes the reception on the back shoulder to Stratford Simmons. Coverage by number 11, Noah Fletcher.
Fletcher brings him down.
Gain of
not
15,
until he
brings up a
gains
first and 10 on the
20
Ridgeline
yards.
35-yard line.
3 to this side, 1 to the far side for Cox. White's in the backfield with him. He's going to hand it off. That's not White. That's Eck, I think. Around the left end, and he's got big yardage down to the 30.
Cox hands off to number 2, Miles Eck. Explodes down the left
35, 37 yards for Eck.
Lee.
So they go back to Eck after he fumbles on the first possession.
Ball's advanced to the Mountain Crest 28-yard line. It'll be first and 10.
And Eck in there at tailback again. Harris in the backfield as a wing to the left of the quarterback. Inside to DeMooney on the slant. DeMooney racing for the end zone. Pulled down just short. Ball's fumbled, but they say he was down. Pulled down at the 1-yard line, a gain of 26.
Cox completes the pass to DeMonte on the post route. It's brought down at the 1-yard line. It'll be first and goal.
54 yards on 2 catches for DeMooney. And here's that jumbo backfield where they just get Cox to keep it and they all push him. Big scrum. Touchdown.
Caden Cox on the.
We've seen that play a lot in short yardage situation for Ridgeline. They get 3 backs in the backfield behind Cox. He keeps it. All 3 of those backs run in there and push, and it's just like a rugby scrum. So Ridgeline on their second possession drives 80 yards. And it didn't take them long with 8:18 to play in the first quarter. Murdoch punches through the extra point. It's 7-0 Ridgeline here in Hyrum. Back with more after this.
It is Ridgeline 7, Mustangs 0.
Your password is password, and everything you own is gray, Mike.
I thought you liked Basic, Mike.
That was before I had Wendy's Made to Crave chicken sandwiches. Now I know I can do better than Basic.
Upgrade from Basic with 3 new sandwiches on Wendy's Made to Crave menu. The barbecue chicken sandwich, avocado BLT chicken sandwich, and the sauce and bacon chicken sandwich. At Wendy's, we got you.
I need to take a long drive at exactly the speed limit.
Back in Hyrum,
Kicking off for
Blacksmith Fort Canyon in the background. The Mustangs find themselves down 7-0 to the visiting Ridgeline Riverhawks. Fielded at the 4-yard line by Mountain Crest to break into the outside. There's some running room out to the 35-yard line.
Off the left sideline, takes the ball from the forward,
And that's where the Mustangs will start, trailing 7-0. It's Terrell Lee on the return. Hollingsworth gets the tackle.
On their own 35, first and 10.
Mountain Crest brings the offense back out onto the field. They started the season with Zeb Benson at quarterback. The last few games they've gone with Lofthouse. Benson's still been involved in the offense, mostly as a receiver. Lofthouse steps up on the run, unloads, has his man, and a gain of 15 yards.
Lofthouse dumps the ball off to Zeb Benson.
Benson
Makes a quick move, breaks enough yardage for a first down.
with the catch and run. He's a big target, Benson. They don't list their height and weight here in the program. He's probably about 6'3". Lofthouse with a high snap, catches it. He's in trouble immediately, he goes down. Hollingsworth back there,
Lofthouse sacked by number 10.
along with Branson Jones.
Jackson Hollingsworth. Loss of 2 on the play brings up a 2nd and 12 for the Mustangs.
2-yard loss for Lofthouse.
Spotted at their own 48-yard line.
2nd and 12.
Correction, the previous reception was by number 19, Cooper Lowe.
Mountain Crest scoring 12 points per game on the season on average. But in region play, only averaging 3 points per game. They're coming off 2 straight shutouts where they've been shut out. Trying to set up the screen, and Lofthouse lofts it up, and it's caught, and a flag comes out after a gain of 7.
Bounces the ball to the Ridgeline 45.
And one of the Mustang linemen was downfield.
Eligible receiver downfield.
And you can kind of see that coming as long as it took that screen to develop. It wasn't there right at first, and Lofthouse had to keep going back and keep going back. The longer it takes for that pass to get thrown, the bigger chance that there's going to be a lineman too far down the field. So instead of a 3rd down and about 5, it's going to be 2nd down and 17.
And 17 for Mountain Crest.
6.5 to play here in the first quarter. 7-0 Ridgeline. Each team started had a turnover in their first possession to start this game. Ridgeline scored on their second possession. Going downfield, Lofthouse has time, and he overthrows the intended receiver.
The inside post route to Veeder, falls incomplete.
It looked like it was Veeder, and Lofthouse, for the first time, had a clean pocket and was able to step into that one. You could see the kind of arm Lofthouse has. He's floated a lot of them down there because he's been on the run, and he's just using his arm and hasn't been able to step into any. And Veeder comes to the sideline after running the deep pattern. 3 receivers to this side. Mountain Crest throwing the ball. A lot more than you're used to seeing in this game. This one snapped over Lofthouse's head. He gets a nice basketball bounce, and he's in trouble. Down he goes, and a flag.
Lofthouse is sacked after the...
I don't know if he got grabbed by the face mask or what. He lost 20 yards, and let's see what the call is. Because Lofthouse was the only Mustang back there. And there were a bunch of Ridgeline players, and as soon as they threw him down, the head official threw the flag. And are they going to call a personal foul for kind of flipping him over as he threw him down? Face mask is what they're calling.
Personal foul, face masking is the call against Ridgeline.
That's a big one. Well, that's 15 yards.
Will be spotted at the Mountain Crest 39-yard line where it will be.
It's still 3rd down.
3rd and 21.
Instead of 4th and 37, it's 3rd and about 20, 21. Mountain Crest with mostly passing plays so far in this one. Not used to seeing that. Lofthouse across the middle. He throws it behind Lefevre. He still would have been 10 yards short of the first down. And the Mustangs will have to punt. Lofthouse starts the game 2 for 6 for 42 yards.
Mustangs will punt. Back to
Mountain Crest 0 for 2 on third downs now.
16, Landon Kimball.
Six passes and 3 runs. Not used to seeing that out of Mountain Crest. High, short kick. Takes a little bit of a Mustang bounce and goes out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Only ends up being 20, 30, about a 30-yard kick.
Ridgeline will take over first.
Ridgeline leading 7-0. Gets the ball back with 5:25 to play in this first quarter. And they've got 2 receivers to each side stacked. Cox has already thrown for 74 yards. He's going to unleash it again. He's got Webb. Webb tracked down and brought down by Lefevre after a gain of 7.
Evan Webb, tackle made by number 1, Nick Lefevre. Gain of 7 on the play, brings up a 8 on the play, brings up a 2nd and 2 for Ridgeline.
And give it off again. Ooh. A yard for Eck, and man, he was walloped. Wells took him down hard. It's third down and a yard. Third and about a yard and a half. Ridgeline not wasting any time. And a flag. Ridgeline break the huddle with 12 players again. Oh, unsportsmanlike. No, sideline. Sideline warning. We've done a few Ridgeline games this year, and they get one of those every game. I see Coach Cox going across the sideline over there telling guys to back up. He wasn't thrilled about it. Give it off up inside. Big yardage for Eck. He bounces off one tackler up to the 50-yard line. Pickup of 9 on 3rd and a yard.
Ball carrier number 2, Miles Eck, off the right side of center, picks up good yards. Tackle made by number 5.
Ball right at midfield for Ridgeline. They lead by a touchdown. We're under 4 minutes to play as Simmons comes to this near side. Eck stays in the block. Cox in trouble. Cox in deep trouble. Oh, and he's hit hard. Down he goes, a loss of 7. He took a shot right between his shoulder blades. Wells taking him down.
Loss of 7 on the play, brings up a 2nd and 17 for Ridgeline.
Second and 17. Cox under pressure again. They throw to Eck out of the backfield, and it's a little behind him. So Mountain Crest dialing up the pressure. They're right in Cox's lap again on the little screen. So Noah White hasn't played. I talked to Coach Cox earlier. He didn't tell me that White was hurt. I don't know if he's dinged up. I don't see him on the far sideline. Eck's playing, and Eck has 4 carries for 50 yards so far in this ballgame.
Also, get your
Ridgeline 3rd down
swag shack
and 17.
located directly under the center bleachers.
Cox looking to throw back. Hit as he throws, has Harris wide open. Harris picks up 17 plus 7 more. 24 yards.
Post route to 28, Jaden Harris. Coverage number 1, Nick Lefevre.
Boy, Coach Cox was very complimentary of him,
A first and 10, the ball
of Harris.
At the 30,
mostly talking about his defense, but he's a guy that's made some plays for him offensively as well. DeMooney motions into the backfield. They fake the give. Looking on the wheel pattern. One-handed grab out of the backfield down to the 10-yard line. A gain of 23.
Cox hits number 28, Jaden Harris again.
It's Harris again.
Down the left sideline. Coverage by number 2, Terrell Lee. Ball spotted at the 10-yard line, be first and goal, Ridgeline.
First and goal. Ball at the 10-yard line. Ridgeline already leads 7-0. 2 minutes to play in this first quarter. Cox is going to give it off to Eck. And he gains a yard.
Number 2, Miles Eck. Tackled immediately by number 44.
Cox already over 100 yards passing, 128. He's 6 for 6.
From the 10.
He got a lot of help from Harris on that last one. He's not 6 for 6. He was incomplete to Eck on the screen. He's 6 out of 7. Harris now splits out wide to this near side with Webb in the slot, DeMooney in the slot, far side. I think Strat Simmons is your 4th receiver to the far side of the field on 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Cox bails out into the end zone. Touchdown. Looking right all the way, started to run, and then finds Simmons cutting underneath the defender.
Left dumps the ball off to number 11, Stratford Simmons on the inside.
Caden Cox tosses another touchdown pass.
And to attempt the extra point kick, number 6, William Murdoch.
2 catches, 29 yards for Simmons, and a touchdown. Murdoch boots it through, and it's 14-0 with 1:19 to play in the first quarter. Ridgeline leads Mountain Crest in Hyrum.
Gold sponsors.
So number 3 ranked Ridgeline leads Mountain Crest 14-0 with 1:19 to play in the first quarter. Ridgeline ranked 3rd in 4A, 20th by the Deseret News through all classifications, and they've got a number 3 spot in the RPI. Skyview's number 1 in RPI, Pineview number 2. Ridgeline, number 3, up 1 spot from last week. Green Canyon climbed a spot. They're up to 8. So if the playoffs started tomorrow, which they don't, they would all have a week off. They probably will still have a week off after tonight. Green Canyon's already won. They beat Logan last night, 30-17. Logan's 15th, Mountain Crest 20th, Bear River 11th. Logan will probably have a home game that first week. Mountain Crest would be on the road. We'll take a look at playoff possibilities a little later in this game. Here's the give right up the gut. That was Oswald. He picks up a couple.
Gain of 2, brings up a 2nd and 8 for Mountain Crest.
Lefebvre back onto the field for the Mustangs. Man, for the second to last game of the season, it's a beautiful night. We've done a lot of these games, both broadcast and played in a lot of these games at this time of the season where we're wallowing in snow. Lofthouse. He had all night, and eventually The pocket broke down, and Murdoch gets the sack.
Sacked on the play. Pressure.
A loss of 5.
William Murdoch.
Lofthouse just held it forever.
Loss on the play. Brings up
Eventually, you have to get rid of it.
And 15.
Ridgeline comes into this game with only 9 sacks on the season. They've had 2 here in the first quarter. And Mountain Crest won't get a playoff before the end of the first quarter. 14-0. Mountain Crest leads Ridgeline leads Mountain Crest at Mountain Crest on the game of the week.
We started Palmer Home Furnishings 17 years ago on 10th West, and we started Mountain Ridge Furniture a couple years ago out here on the highway in Providence. And recently, kind of out of the blue, not really planned, we had somebody purchase our building on 10th West. The result was for us to merge the 2 businesses and bring it all into one out here in Providence. 3 blocks south of Macy's out here on the highway. You can't miss it. If you drive on the highway in Providence, you can't miss it.
Mountain Crest, as we start the second quarter, behind on the scoreboard and also behind in the stats department. 37 yards total for Mountain Crest in the first quarter, 183 yards in the first quarter for Ridgeline. Yeah, Ridgeline's on track for 720 yards and 56 points. 3rd and 15 for the Mustangs. Four wide receivers, 2 to each side. Lofthouse slings one on the little slant, a little over the head of Lefevre, and it's 4th and 15, and the Mustangs will have to punt it away. And Ridgeline's going to get the ball back in great field position. Ridgeline had a lot of games last year that were close, that they lost some close games, and one of them was to Mountain Crest in a 6-3 ball game.
Back to receive for Ridgeline.
And they've talked about that this week. They've talked about letting that one get away. And getting a little modicum of revenge for that one. Now you can bet if this game gets away and Ridgeline is putting up points, they will keep putting up points. This one off the side of the foot of the punter goes out of bounds at the 14-yard line. That's a -1 yard punt. Shanked out of bounds, and Ridgeline, this is beyond great field position. This is happy birthday Riverhawks. Ridgeline already leading 14-0. And they're inside the 15 as they start this drive. Cox with that diamond formation to his right side, and Simmons to the left. See if they try to go after Simmons on that with that one-on-one coverage to this side. Try to get him in the end zone. That's where they're going, getting to Simmons on that back shoulder throw. And now we got a scuffle going on back at the 15 as they pull a couple of the linemen away from each other. It's Cox's pass incomplete.
A 2nd and 10 at the Mountain Crest 14-yard line.
Nate Nixon, I believe, and one of the Mustangs were kind of going at it. A couple of those interior linemen, and they pulled them off each other, and here we go on 2nd down. Harrison a wing, and Eck the lone setback. They're going to give it to Eck. Eck inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. That's going to be a 1st down and goal. So Eck coughed it up on his first carry. after a 3-yard gain, and since then he's rushed for 58 yards on 5 carries. He's 61 yards on 6 carries. And Ridgeline getting set to blow this game wide open. Harris in the backfield with Eck. They got another guy as they go with the big backfield. They give it to Harris. He's met in that backfield, and down he goes.
22, the ball carrier is met immediately by the 33, Elijah
Jackson with a 3-yard loss.
Harris, the ball carrier, correction. Ball spotted back at the 7-yard line. Will be 2nd and goal.
Who carried on that play? Harris, okay. So Harris with the loss. Now they bring Webb in motion. Cox rolls out. He's got one target, and he throws to him. Right at the pylon, touchdown.
Cox rolls out to the left. Gets the ball to number 28, Jaden.
Harris with the 7-yard snag. And Cox has thrown another touchdown pass. Harris has got 3 catches for 54 yards and a touchdown. Murdoch getting plenty of work on his leg tonight. It's 21-0 with 10:23 left in the half. Ridgeline on top.
We'd like to thank their bronze sponsors, ABL.
We're gonna give it a free nachos when they buy a large pizza. They just gotta mention to us and say, we hear they are in the Cache Valley channel.
And look at that deliciousness that they're gonna get right here. A free nacho. So anybody following the Valley channel, you come in, you say, we saw this ad on the Valley channel and we'd like to claim the free nachos.
Say, we're gonna give you a free nacho. You earn your nachos right there, automatic.
21-0 in Hyrum. Ridgeline laying it on the Mustangs here early. This one's taken back at about the 4-yard line. Looking for the near side return. Takes it up to about the 15.
Crosses the field, advances the ball up to the 15. The return of 10 yards. Tackle made by number 7.
I think that was Veter. That's where the Mustangs will start, trailing 21-0. They turned it over.
15-yard line.
And they had a shanked punt. They've come up with a turnover of their own, have the Mustangs. They just haven't been able to do anything offensively. Really the story of their season. Lofthouse on his design keeper gains a yard. Lofthouse has been sacked twice for -7 yards on those sacks. So his rushing totals are 3 carries, -6 yards. That's his first positive gain. Spread it out again. Lofthouse looking for the little tunnel screen. The ball's up in the air. And that was dangerous. He was looking for Lefevre coming across, and Lefevre was a little high for him. Lefevre climbed up the ladder and batted it. They got a flag on the play. Last time they tried to screen, the Mountain Crest had linemen downfield illegally. Well, they're talking about it now. Where should we go after the game to eat? I don't know. Where do you guys want to go? Factory Pizzeria is open late. All right, let's do that. Personal foul. Blow to the head on Ridgeline.
Targeting is the call against the Riverhawks.
That's 15 yards. And gives the Mustangs
15-yard penalty of being up for
a little bit of life. Gets them out of the shadow of their own goal line instead of 3rd and long. Now they got 1st and 10 out at the 33. Benson and Lee into the game. Lefevre and Lopez head to the sideline. The Mustangs keep things spread out. Lofthouse sends Benson in motion. Give, and in the backfield, Veter's going to be taken down. I mean, he no sooner had they handed him the football than 2 Ridgeline players were right on top of him. And a big loss. Loss of 6.
For the Mustangs. Mountain Crest would like to thank their administration, Denise Morrison, Joel Winkler, and the always amazing Dr. Terry Cutler.
8:50 to play in this first half. It's 21-0 Ridgeline. Mountain Crest with a 2nd and 16 at their own 32-yard line. Excuse me, 28-yard line. Here's the pitch and catch. Out to the 34. 7 yards.
It'll be a 3rd and 9 for the Mustangs.
And it's 3rd and 9. Mountain Crest is 0 for 3 on 3rd downs. Lefevre in motion. Running the screen, and it's picked! Picked off! Going the other way is Simmons. Touchdown! Simmons with the pick 6 off the screen pass. And returns it 33 yards for the score. Ridgeline has that sniffed out. I mean, that one looked like it might have had a chance because there were guys coming after Lofthouse. And so you look and you're thinking, oh, boy, they bid on that screen. There's going to be blockers and running room. But Simmons and one other Ridgeline defender, I didn't see who it was, sat in there and broke it up, and Simmons picked it off and returned it. 33 yards for the score. 28-0 Ridgeline with 7:47 to play in the half.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
Simmons and Veter and Lee back to receive. I got Simmons on the mind after that pick. Strat Simmons with the 32-yard pick 6 to put Ridgeline up 28-0. Still 7:47 to play in the first half. And this one will go through the end zone, and Mountain Crest offense back out on the field. Been all Ridgeline. Ridgeline's first possession, they got into Mountain Crest territory. It only took them a couple of plays. And then Miles Eck coughed it up on a fumble after a short run. Mountain Crest had a long pass completion from Lofthouse to Lefevre. They were in Ridgeline territory, but they couldn't do anything with it. Turned it over down on a throw to the end zone, and then Ridgeline marched 80 yards and scored, and it's been all Ridgeline ever since. Here's a little outlet pass. Best play of the night for the Mustangs. Down the far sideline goes Veeder. Steps out of bounds after a 31-yard gain.
Ball spotted at the Ridgeline, 49-yard line, be first and 10, Mountain Crest.
Lofthouse now 4 for 8 for 80 yards, but he does have those 2 interceptions. Mountain Crest in Ridgeline territory. Pitch to Veeder. Veeder turns it upfield.
Takes the pitch around the right side.
Picks up 5.
Turns the ball upfield, advances the ball to the 45-yard line of Ridgeline. There will be a 2nd and 6 for Mountain Crest. Pushed out by number 2, Miles Eck.
Well, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds right at the 45, so pick up a 4, 2nd and 6. Eck was there to force him out of bounds. Mountain Crest with their second drive into Ridgeline territory. Lofthouse waits for some of the traffic to go by, and he picks up 6 yards. Very patient run by Lofthouse.
Drops back and takes out through the offensive line. Picks up some good yardage. Advances the ball to the 39-yard line. It's enough for a
To this point, it's been a rough night for Mountain Crest. They've got a pretty good drive going right now, and they need one. They trail 28-0. It's just kind of snowballed on them, which is kind of what it's done all season. You know, last week against Bear River, it's a 7-point ball game late, then all of a sudden things just kind of snowball, and they end up losing 21-0. Same with Skyview. They played Skyview tough for a lot of that ball game, and then Skyview got rolling, and it just snowballed on the Mustangs. No gain on first down. For Oswald. In fact, he may have lost a yard.
Brings up a 2nd and 11. The ball will be spotted at the Riverhawk 40-yard line.
Ball at the 40-yard line. Nose up at 40-yard line of Ridgeline. As we approach 6 minutes to play in the first half, it's been all Ridgeline. Simmons, your single high safety. Lofthouse has time, unloads underneath, caught. A short gain, about 1, 2, 3 yards.
Ball off on the quick out to Zeb Benson.
I think that was Gardner with the catch.
At the 38-yard line.
18.
Be a 3rd and 9.
It's 3rd and 9.
Accompanied by number 3 for Escamani.
5 of 9 for Lofthouse now. 0 for 4 on 3rd down. For Mountain Crest. All at the 38 of Ridgeline. 5:50 to play in the first half. Lofthouse underneath. Had a receiver and he dropped it.
Ball's incomplete, intended to number 18, Zeb
tell if that was Benson or Gardner, 17 or 18. So it's now 4th and 9. If he catches that one, he's probably getting tripped up shortly after he catches it. It's probably going to be about 4th and 3. But now it's 4th and 9 after the drop. Veter's going to walk to the sideline. Lofthouse with Oswald in the backfield with him. 3 wide receivers to his left and 1 to the right. Lofthouse under pressure, can escape. He loses a yard. It's another sack for Ridgeline, and Mountain Crest turns it over on downs.
39-yard line. Loss of 1. Turnover on downs. Half made by number 6, William Murdoch, and number 51, Ridgeline Hammond. Ridgeline will take over first.
Ridgeline already leading 28-0. They'll get the ball back with 5:39 to play in the first half. And they will not take their foot off the pedal. Mountain Crest wants a timeout.
Timeout on the field, called by the Mustangs.
Skyview is playing Bear River tonight. That one over at Bear River. And the last score we had for that one is Bear River's. They've lost a lot of close games this year, and they're in another close one. It's 14-6 late in the second quarter in that one. Skyview out front. Skyview #1 in the RPI, as well as in 4A. If you look at those statewide rankings, the Deseret News, they're ranked #9 in all classifications. They should get that #1, that RPI #1 seed, which means they would play at home as long as they keep winning. The championship game this year for 4A is at Dixie. Every other game is at the higher seed has a home game. So there could be a lot of games in Smithfield. Here's the late pitch to DeMooney. DeMooney, there's a flag in the backfield. DeMooney run out of bounds after a gain of 6. And let's see what the call is.
Pitches the ball off to Kimani, tackled by number 6, Emilio Veter. We do have a
Veter with the tackle, and the flag came just as Cox pitched. I don't know if he was grabbed by the face mask. Personal foul. Ooh, on Mountain Crest. They didn't say face mask or anything. They just said personal foul. So it ends up being a 15-yard penalty on the Mustangs. That's one thing Mountain Crest has done right. That's only their second penalty. 2 penalties for 20 yards for Mountain Crest, 2 penalties for 20 yards for Ridgeline. Well, that was a big one. And they added that to the end of the run. So 6 plus 15, that's 21. Cox unloads. He's got Simmons. Simmons still on his feet down to the 21-yard line.
It's the dig route to number 11, Stratford Simmons.
18 yards.
Tackle made by number 11, Noah Fletcher. Ball's advanced down to the 21-yard line. Will be first down, Ridgeline.
Cox is going to throw again. This one incomplete. And here comes a flag as Lefevre took the receiver down. I think it was Webb. He hit him high and took him all the way to the ground. Kind of looked like he clotheslined him a little bit. As soon as he hit the ground, he kind of put his hands up in the air like, no.
Number 1, Nick Lefevre.
It's probably going to be half the distance to the goal. Ball will be down about the 10.5-yard line. But it is a personal foul. Seeing Lefevre had a hold of his face mask as he dragged him down, threw him down. It is half the distance to the goal, so it ends up being about an 11-yard penalty. Ridgeline in scoring position again as we
Just outside
are under 5 minutes to play in this first half. They put another touchdown on the board. Second half's going to be a running clock if Mountain Crest can't score before the half. DeMooney in the middle of the 3 wide receivers set to the left side, 1 to the far side, and Harris in the backfield. Is it Harris or Eck in the backfield? It's Eck. Cox back of the end zone. Easy peasy. A lemon a squeezy touchdown. Ridgeline.
Cox completes the pass around the right into Jaden Harris. Good for Ridgeline.
It's Harris with another touchdown from 11 yards out. Harris 4 catches, 65 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cox 173 yards and 3 touchdown passes. He's been on a roll the last few weeks. Kick knuckles through, and it's 35-0. Ridgeline leads Mountain Crest, 4:54 to play in the half.
It's time for Wendy's Bacon Fest. Bacon. That's right. The place that brought you the Baconator and sells more bacon cheeseburgers than anyone is making all your Applewood smoked dreams come true. Like the all-new Bacon Jalapeno Cheeseburger. Or the Bacon Double Stack in the $5 Biggie Bag. If you're this crazy for bacon,
Make mine a double.
we got you with the Bacon Jalapeno Cheeseburger or the Bacon Double Stack Biggie Bag. Get yours now at Wendy's Bacon Fest.
Back in Hyrum, the Mustangs in a world of hurt, down 35-0 to Ridgeline. Ridgeline is just a buzzsaw. They've been rolling. Their only loss of the season, a 3-point loss to number 1 Skyview. In a game, as you talk to people, a lot of people think Ridgeline should have won that ball game. But guess what? Skyview's a championship team. And Skyview made championship plays and won that game. But Ridgeline, I'm sure, can take that loss and learn a lot from it. It's interesting. These two teams, they're on opposite sides in the bracket, Ridgeline and Skyview. So they could meet in a championship game. But there's some schools down south that might have something to say about that. Pineview being one of them. Ridgeline's already beat Pineview this season. Snow Canyon, Park City, and Stansbury, all very good, as is Mountain View out of Orem. We shall see. It's a short week this week. It's Wednesday night games with the, used to be the UEA holiday, now it's called fall break. It's Wednesday night games. Mountain Crest will host Hillcrest. Ridgeline won't have a game. Lofthouse across the middle. It's a little high and falls incomplete. It might have been picked off, but Simmons was run into by his own teammate and knocked down. Ethan Buchanan made a heck of a tackle on Strat Simmons. Incomplete pass, and it'll be second down. Yeah, Ridgeline was supposed to have a game. They're supposed to play Viewmont. Viewmont had to shut it down for a couple of weeks, and so they're trying to make up missed region games that week instead of playing an out-of-region game. I'm told Skyview is not going to have a game that week either. Underneath, we go to Veeder. Veeder surrounded, and it ends up being a 2-yard loss.
Pass complete to Emilio Veeder on the crossing route. 22, Ethan Buchanan. Ball spotted on the Mountain Crest 18.
Logan's got a game scheduled at Hunter next Wednesday. Green Canyon never had a game scheduled for that Wednesday game. So I know some coaches aren't, they don't really want to take 2 weeks off. But that just might be the option. That might be the only option they have. And then it's the top seed, the higher seed has home games the rest of the way. Lofthouse gets out of trouble, backs up, finds Lefevre. Lefevre across the 30-yard line, steps out of bounds at the 31. After a gain of 13 on third down, their first third down conversion of the night. job by Lofthouse to
Ball up to the Mountain Crest 32-yard line.
keep that one alive.
For the Mustangs.
Using his feet, staying behind the line of scrimmage. And Lefevre comes back to it, takes the catch up across the 30, about the 32. Somebody moved early on the Mustang offensive line. I have a question. If the entire line fires and the center snaps it late, that's on the center, right? You always see that. You always see him call it on one of the other line. Meanwhile, the center just kind of chuckles during film. Guys, I knew what it was. You guys need to wait for me. Jackson comes onto the field for Mountain Crest. And Gardner will come to the sideline. Lefevre and Lee to this side. 3 receivers to the far side. And Lofthouse is going to be all alone in the backfield. See if they run him. Lofthouse steps up. That pocket closed in a hurry. It looked like he had a hole. And that gate swung shut
Keeps the ball.
with alarming speed. Will Booth took him down for a loss of about a yard.
27-yard line. Tripped up by number 24.
After the penalty and the loss, it's 2nd and 16. As we approach the 3-minute mark of this first half, it's 35-0 Ridgeline. Mountain Crest will get the ball to start the second half. If they don't score, it'll be a running clock to start the second half. Lofthouse, plenty of time. Now he unloads it over the middle, and he's a little bit high for Lee. Lee had a step on the defender out at the 40-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd and 16. Lofthouse was a little bit high. We've seen that tonight with Lofthouse. He's had 7 completions for 94 yards. He's 7 of 14, 2 picks, but he's been a little bit high and a little bit behind tonight when he's missed on his receivers.
The incomplete pass brings up the 3rd and 15.
3rd and a lot. Mountain Crest looking for some positive offense. 3-man rush. Lofthouse unloads way over the head of his intended receiver. Lefevre. Lefevre was at the 50, and that thing hit the ground at the 45. And Lofthouse has not a bad arm. That was a flick of the wrist. That thing went 35, 40 yards. The Mountain Crest will have to punt. And the last punt was a -1 yard shank off the side of the foot of the punter. Ridgeline will get another possession before the half. Flags thrown. Don't know if somebody moved early or if Ridgeline was offsides. I think the Riverhawks were offsides. And that's the call, offsides on Ridgeline. So give 5 yards to Mountain Crest. We'll kick it again. Mountain Crest 4 penalties on the evening. Ridgeline just picked up their 3rd. Still 4th down, 4th and 11. Low line driver to kick it away from the return man, and it rolls down inside the 30-yard line to about the 27. And that's where Ridgeline will take over, leading 35-0. 2:40 to play in the half. It'll be senior night on Wednesday night for Mountain Crest next week as they host Hillcrest. Talking about those playoffs and how the the higher seed will have home at field advantage all the way through to the title game. The title game will be held at Dixie State University in St. George. That'd be interesting if it's Mountain Crest or if it's Ridgeline and Skyview. Over the middle they go to Harris, and he bats it up, can't haul it in, and it's incomplete. I would imagine they would try to find a different venue. By the same token, if it ends up being somebody like Pine View and Snow Canyon or something like that, that would be a big deal down there. Playoffs still to come, and here we are at the last region game, and for many teams, last regular season game. All these Valley schools have played football all season long. Good for them. 5 yards for Eck. Only his second carry of the second quarter. 66 yards on 7 carries for Miles Eck, the senior. A few seniors at key positions for this Ridgeline team. DeMooney and Webb and Murdoch. Harris, to name a few. Cox will be back next year as he's a junior. They're going to throw to DeMooney in space. DeMooney's got a block. Eck made a key block, and DeMooney down the sideline. DeMooney cuts back in. He's to the 30-yard line. 37 yards. All at 38 where they mark him. So DeMooney having himself a half. Cox in trouble, steps out of a would-be sack. He's got a receiver open down at the 5-yard line, caught. And we got an ineligible man downfield for Ridgeline. DeMooney's last catch, 3 catches for 92 yards for DeMooney in this first half. Cox has 211 yards. 11 of 15 passing. And instead of first and goal, Ridgeline's backed up after the penalty. They're 4th of the half. They're back at the 34-yard line, 1:27, and the clock runs. We're in the first half, it's 35-0. Ridgeline. Webb was the motion man. Cox holds, in trouble, ball's free. Mountain Crest on it. Looked like it might have been Coleman Folger, 15 with the sack. Second sack of the night for the Mustangs, and they take over. 1:12 left in the first half. Mountain Crest will get the ball to start the second half. Desperate to get something going offensively. Lofthouse comes to the sideline to get the play, and he's got a hitch in his giddy up as he heads back to the huddle. Speaking of Lofthouse, 5 wide once again for the Mustangs. Lofthouse has thrown for 94 yards here in this first half. He's going to throw for some more. Not if he gets sacked. Ball's free again. Nobody wants this football. Lofthouse was in the grasp, and he dropped it on the ground, and it's picked up by Ridgeline. Will Booth was in there along with Knowles. And Mountain Crest with their 3rd turnover. Ridgeline has 2. This is about where we left off, wasn't it? Deja vu all over again, as Yogi Berra once said. 1:05 to play in this first half. Ridgeline back out on the field with their offense. Webb to this side. He's been quiet. 1 catch for 7 yards. He's got a pick. Cox steps out of pressure, finds DeMooney on the move. DeMooney inside the 5-yard line down to the 2. 26 yards. .237 yards passing now for Cox in this first half. DeMooney has 118 yards receiving on 4 catches. Big backfield as they give it back to Harris. Harris looking for the goal line. He's short. Harris picks up 2. Harris looking for the hat trick. He has 2 touchdowns receiving. He's looking for 1 more. Timeout Ridgeline with 14.9 seconds to play in the half. Ridgeline going to milk this one right down. Try to punch it in. And it's been a dominant first half for Ridgeline. 3 turnovers for Mountain Crest. Ridgeline's turned it over twice themselves. Caden Cox, 12 of 17 for 237 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's been sacked twice. DeMooney, 118 yards receiving on 4 catches. Harris, 4 catches, 65 yards and 2 touchdowns. Simmons has 3 catches, 47 yards and a touchdown. Cox has run for a touchdown. Eck has 7 carries for 66 yards. And here's that big formation again. This time Cox, though, is in the pistol. He's going to throw it. Has his man right at the goal line. Nice pop out there. And that's going to be short. Eck knocked backwards where he looked like he's going to walk into the end zone. Didn't see who made the tackle. No gain and 7 seconds left. Timeout Ridgeline. I mean, Eck looked like he was going to just waltz into the end zone, but before he could turn upfield, and I didn't see who it was for Mountain Crest, they walloped him, broadsided him, and knocked him sideways and kept him out of the end zone. You play this Mountain Crest defense, you know you played somebody. They're going to hit you. Doesn't matter how many points are down by. They'll fly around. Here's that heavy formation. Mountain Crest offsides. All of them.
Offside on the play by, well, basically.
I think Cox went on 2. And even if it is a penalty, it's what, 3 inches? They still haven't said who the penalty's on. It sure looked like Mountain Crest, everybody fired out at the same time. And they call it on Mountain Crest. So now that ball is almost nose up to the goal line with 6 seconds left in the game.
Timeout on the field called by the Mustangs.
Mountain Crest's going to take their last timeout. 6.3 seconds to play in the half. It's been all Ridgeline tonight, 35-0. They're looking for more. Mountain Crest wanting to avoid their 3rd straight shutout. You know, defensively, Mountain Crest, they've given up 26 points, 26 and a half on the season, 23 during region play. Ridgeline scores about 28 points per game on average and gives up 20, just shy of 21 per game. But Ridgeline's given up a little more defensively during region. They give up 23 a game. Now they've got Cox back in the gun. He's going to unload. Touchdown. Webb, 1 yard touchdown grab with half a second left on the clock. Cox now with 4 touchdown passes. Of 9 yards, 7 yards, 11 yards, and 1 yard. And Webb with his second grab and first touchdown of the night. And Murdoch on the field for another PAT. That's 6 PATs, 6 kickoffs. And let's stay right here. There's half a second left. They're going to have to kick it off. And Ridgeline will have to kick it off with half a second left. We won't know which game we're bringing you in the playoffs until we see the playoff matchups. And we won't see the playoff matchups until final RPI. And the final RPI doesn't come out until next week after the final games play. Right now, if everything was to start tomorrow, I think Logan's the only local team that would be playing at home in the first round. Green Canyon, Skyview, and Ridgeline would all have a first round bye. Mountain Crest would be playing on the road. So depending on what happens tonight and next week, we'll have a first round game for you. And in that next round, the first time Skyview's at home, we'll be running that game for you. We haven't had Skyview this season because of the way the season broke. Some of these games, a couple of games got moved around because of KJazz and KSL, as this one's going to go back to the 1 yard line and they're going to run a little reverse. Out to the 11 yard line, and that's going to be the end of the half. It's been all Ridgeline. 42-0, the Riverhawks lead Mountain Crest. We're going to take a halftime timeout. We'll be back for the second half in just a bit.
Wendy's is saying thanks for making the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger America's #1 bacon cheeseburger by giving you more of what you love. Introducing Wendy's Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Double the beef, double the bacon, and now it comes in a giant meal for $5. With nuggets, fries, and a drink. There's absolutely nothing junior about it, except the price. Get Wendy's $5 Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger meal before it's gone.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company, privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. The Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years.
Thank you for your support.
Mountain Crest turned it over 3 times in that first half, and then they had a shanked punt that actually was a negative yardage punt. The Mustangs will start at the 20-yard line. The Mustangs had a couple of drives going. They'd get something going, and then it would just bog down. They just couldn't sustain it. It's kind of been the way the season's gone for Mountain Crest. You know, they get a little something going, but they just can't sustain it. It's a 28-point second quarter for Ridgeline as they led 14-0 after 1. Three wide to the near side, one to the far side as they Keeps showing that spread look. Bad snap on the first play. Ball's free, and Ridgeline falls on it for a touchdown.
Falls into the end zone, recovered by Ridgeline for a touchdown.
Just like in Madden. Snap was low and to the right of Lofthouse. They turned and went to try to retrieve it, and it knocked it away. Rolled back into the end zone for a Ridgeline touchdown. Murdoch. He's going to need the week off next week to ice his leg. 49-0, 11:07 to play in the third. All Ridgeline here at Mountain Crest. Not a great way to start the second half if you're Mountain Crest. You look at that second half possession, that first possession of the second half is maybe something to try to set a tone for your second half. And, well, the first snap of the second half goes through the hands of Preston Lofthouse, rolls back into the end zone. It's recovered by Ridgeline for a 49-0 lead. As soon as they set the ball, the clock will start. It's running clock. Mountain Crest have to score 3 touchdowns before the clock will quit being a running clock. It just goes from bad to worse for the Mustangs. They've got Hillcrest here on Wednesday. Hillcrest has only won 2 games. Maybe an opportunity for Mountain Crest. Lofthouse rolls out to his left. Nothing downfield, and he's snagged after a loss of 5.
Forced out of bounds by number 51, Richard Pregame. Loss of 5 on the play, brings up a second and 15.
Second and 15 for the Mustangs. I'm taking a peek at that Ridgeline defense, and it'll be interesting to see what offense they bring out onto the field, because I'm seeing mostly starters. Well, they've taken a few of their starters out defensively. They've still got Murdoch and Knowles in there. I don't see DeMooney. I don't see Webb, the defensive backfield. Underneath they go to Jackson. Elijah Jackson picks up 3. Jackson with his first grab of the night. No, that's an 8-yard gain. Not 3 because of the loss on first down. Oswald brings the play in from the sideline. Looks like Veter's going to come to the sideline. Third and 7. Lofthouse has some time. Now he sets up and unloads. Overthrows everybody.
Lofthouse rolls out to the right.
He was looking for Lefevre.
Ball downfield deep. 10 receivers, number 1, Nick Lefevre.
And it's incomplete. And the clock's not running. Should be running. Now they've started it. 4th and 8 for the Mustangs as they punt again. They're 1 of 9 on 3rd down. Low line drive kick. No chance at a return. Mountain Crest is going to walk it all the way to the 36-yard line, and that's where Ridgeline will take over. Let's see what the Ridgeline offense looks like if they call off the dogs. There's Mountain Crest pedigree on the Ridgeline sideline. Travis Cox played here at Mountain Crest. Travis Cox's dad, the longtime coach here at Mountain Crest. And Cox is in at quarterback. Eck is the running back. DeMooney's in as a receiver, and he goes in motion. Here's the give to Eck, right up in the middle. Eck picks up 9.
Ball carried, plows the head, right up the middle. Tackle made by number 72, Vasquez.
Yeah, I was unaware of any injury to Noah White, who's had a couple of 100-yard games. We talked about him. I talked about him a little bit with Travis Cox before the game. And I didn't ask if he was dinged. I wasn't told that he was dinged. But he's not playing. As Webb, Harris, and DeMooney are split wide to this side, Strat Simmons is all on to the other side. They're looking for Simmons going up top. And he can't get separation good. Coverage over there by, I believe it was Fletcher. And it's 3rd down. About 1.5 yards. Ridgeline's 2 for 2 on 3rd downs. Simmons now comes to the near side. And 2 backs in the backfield for Cox. Webb in motion, they're going to give.
Eck, the ball carrier.
Right up the middle. Eck. He's got 12 yards and a 1st down. He's 13 yards away from 100. Speaking of Eck, who got the nod tonight. DeMooney in motion, a little bit of a high snap. Cox gets it down, hands it off inside to Eck, and he rips off another 12-yard run. Now he's at 99. Averaging 9.9 yards per carry. The senior Miles Eck. Coming up on 5 minutes to play in the 3rd. 49-0 Ridgeline. Give it to Eck again. This time he picks up 3. So now he's over the century mark, 102 yards on 11 carries for Eck. His first carry, he picked up 3 yards and fumbled. And he's made up for it, I would say. Let's see if they get a chance to get him in the end zone. He's put in a good night's work. They're going to hand it to him again. Runs into one of his own linemen, bounces off. Moves it forward for about 4 yards. We're talking about Travis and Caden Cox. Caden, Travis's son, and Travis, the son of Dan Cox, who coached here from 88 until, boy, he coached here a long time. Took the team to multiple championship games, never could quite get that championship. I had the pleasure of playing for Dan Cox 30 years ago. Thought he was a great coach. Loved the man. I coached Travis in Little League when he was a 9th grader. Called games, doing radio at that time. Called games when he was in high school. And So I'm quite familiar with that whole crew. And like I say, they've got that Mountain Crest lineage in him, but wonder if maybe they'd Travis would call off the dogs here in the third quarter, and they're keeping it pretty vanilla. And I know he's an aggressive play caller. He's going to give it to Eck again. Third and 4. He's going to be just short of the first down. Picked up 3. The first play of this possession was a pass. Since then, it's just been all runs, and they're not in any hurry to get the play in from the sideline either, as we're under 3.5 to play in the third quarter in a 49-0 blowout by Ridgeline. See if they hand it to Eck again. They do. They turn and hand it to Eck on 4th down. It's 4th and about 1.5 yards, and Eck gets 3. He's up to 112 yards on 14 carries. Talking with Coach Cox this week, he really likes what his offensive line is doing and how well they've been playing the last few weeks. And it shows in the running game. And when you can add a running game, you've got the weapons for a passing game with this Ridgeline squad, but you add a running game and you can get a 100-yard rusher at any given time, that's something. Was that a complete catch? What a grab. What a grab. 16 yards. Didn't see who it was. Strat Simmons. Wow, it was Strat Simmons with the grab. Here's the give up the middle, and that gets the touchdown from 4 yards out. 116 yards on 15 carries and a touchdown now for Miles Eck. And with 1:57 to play in the third quarter, Ridgeline put up 6 more. Kick's good, it's 56-0, 1:57 to play in the third. Ridgeline on top.
It's over? I thought you liked that I'm basic.
Wendy's Made to Crave chicken sandwiches taught me I could do better than basic.
Upgrade from basic, the barbecue chicken sandwich, avocado BLT chicken sandwich, and the sauce and bacon chicken sandwich. At Wendy's, we got you.
66-yard drive, 10 plays, 8 rushes, 2 passes, 66 yards, 50 of them on the ground. The last 4 coming by Miles Eck. In fact, he had all 50 of them on the ground. 116 yards for Eck on 15 carries and a touchdown. Cox has a rushing touchdown, and Caden Cox has thrown for 4 touchdowns. 1 to Webb, 2 to Harris, 1 to Simmons. DeMooney's had a big night, 118 yards on 4 catches. He hasn't found the end zone. They haven't needed him to. That's just so many weapons on this team. Webb is just the sure-handed guy, and I think he's the guy that, you know, when you talk about sure-handed, that used to be code for slow. He's not slow. But he's reliable in every way. Harris he's a Swiss Army knife. DeMooney he's lightning in a bottle. Here's the give to Veter. Veter slips out of one tackle, stays on his feet. Bowls his way forward for 9 yards, his best run of the night. Veter's only got 7 yards on 4 carries. His first 2 carries were for negative yardage, and he's had to claw his way back to the positive side. 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. In a 56-0 whooping that Ridgeline's putting on Mountain Crest. This series, the games have been pretty close. The very first game between the two, Mountain Crest won 38-20. It was a 1-point game the next year, and it was a 3-point game last year. And this one, yeah, not so much. 5 yards on the carry. And that's going to be the last play. That was Veeder, and that's going to be the last play of the third quarter. We'll head to the fourth, where Ridgeline leads Mountain Crest 56-0.
Today means something different. Some use beef frozen from far away. But Wendy's believes the juiciest hamburgers are made from fresh beef, raised right here. Land of the beef, home of the deliciously different Dave's Double.
We enter the fourth quarter in a blowout ball game. Mountain Crest 56-point deficit to Ridgeline. And a flag. Somebody moved for the Mustangs. First penalty of the second half on either team. We're going to back Mountain Crest up instead of 2nd and 5, or back to 2nd and 10. Lofthouse 102 yards passing. He's going to turn and hand it off. Not much there for Oswald. Gain of a yard. He was taken down by Fred Maloof. Big number 50. He's a freshman. Means he's like 15 years old. A lot of backups in there for Ridgeline defensively. In fact, I think almost all of them. Ball's on the turf. Lofthouse gets it. Hit as he throws. Has a man, and he misses him. Was that Jackson? Yeah, Jackson had a step. And Lofthouse was hit as he threw, and he just left it a little long for him. And it's fourth down.
Brings up a 4th and 10 for the Mustangs.
The clock runs. 10:20 to play in the ball game.
Number 82, Travis Leeser. Back to return for Ridgeline. 16, Landon Kimball.
Another low line drive kick. Landon Kimball just lets it go by, and it rolls down to about the 10-yard line, and that's where Ridgeline takes over. Ridgeline had one offensive possession there in that third quarter, and they drove it down for a score. 66 yards. Mostly running plays. See if they bring their second O out onto the field. Yeah, it's Jackson Olson in at quarterback. It's got Will Ripstein behind him. Olson's going to turn and hand it to Ripstein. And Ripstein's going to pick up a yard. Olson, the sophomore, backup quarterback. He's a long and lanky one. He's going to hand to Ripstein again. Ripstein's going to gain yardage out to about the 15. He picks up 4. It'll be 3rd and 5. Ridgeline's 2 of 3 on 3rd down. They converted on that 4th down, so they have not punted in this ballgame that I can remember. And the old gray matter ain't what she used to be, but I don't think that Ridgeline's punted tonight. See if they let Olson throw it or if they just hand it off again. Flags as there's movement up front, and it's going to be on Ridgeline, so it'll be 3rd and 10. Ridgeline with their first penalty of the second half. 30 yards worth of penalties for Ridgeline, 30 yards on 5 infractions. Three receivers to this near side. Ripstein in the backfield with Olson. Olson's going to keep it. Looks for an opening. Works his way forward for about 5. Let's see where they spot it. Closer to 4. Ridgeline will have to punt.
Receive for the Mustangs, number 2, Terrell Lee.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think Mountain Crest has 12 guys on the field. This went out to the 44-yard line.
Ball takes a Ridgeline pop. The ball will be spotted.
The Mountain Crest will start on Ridgeline's side of the field. Got a flag out there at about the 36-yard line. They're calling it on Mountain Crest. Didn't see the
illegal block by the Mustangs.
Didn't see the call. I just saw the official pointing at Mountain Crest. It's a pink flag. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Pink flag time. And I didn't see what the call. What was the call? Did you see the illegal block? I'm talking to the PA guy, Doug Snow, up here with a couple. He's got a couple of spotters with him. How do you rate a couple of spotters and everything else? There, people are bringing him hamburgers and drinks, and he's sitting in a recliner. My goodness, Doug Snow. They put you out to the pasture. This is what happens when you get in the administration. Hard work and clean living, he says. All right. This backs Mountain Crest up to the 45, their own 45. They're going to give a little inside handoff to Oswald. He's going to lose yardage.
Oswald takes the handoff and is
loss of 4.
Immediately by a block of Riverhawks, led by 57, Owen Robinson.
Mountain Crest has negative 15 yards rushing tonight, and we're under 6 minutes to play in the ball game. We got 102 total yards, or excuse me, 102 passing yards. They got 71 total yards on the evening. Turn and give it again. Pick up the yardage lost on first down plus a yard. Gain of 5.
Oswald, the ball carrier deck.
It's going to be 3rd down, about 9. Under 5 minutes to play now in the ball game. It's 56-0 Ridgeline. It's 42-0 at the half. Fake the give one way, get everything going the other way. Lofthouse lofts one downfield, it's picked. Picked off by Ridgeline. A player we don't have a number for. They've gone down the depth chart, and 14 gets a pick. Lofthouse with his 3rd interception, 4th turnover of the night for Mountain Crest. Lofthouse threw 3 picks in his first start 3 games ago. 4 games ago. He's only thrown 1 pick since. And now he's thrown 3 tonight. The Ridgeline offense back on the field. It's all backups in there now. Will Ripstein, the sophomore running back, takes the give from Jackson Olson, the sophomore quarterback. Ripstein picks up maybe a yard. 3 carries for 6 yards for Ripstein, as we're under 4 minutes to play now here in Hyrum. Giving in to Ripstein. Ripstein this time picks up 2.
Off the left hip of the center. Picks up 3 on the play, brings up a 3rd and 7.
It's going to be 3rd down and 7 for Ridgeline. Olson's going to roll to the near side. He's got a man second level. He finds him and he drops it. He put it on him. It might have been a little bit behind him, but Ashton McFarland should have caught it, and he knows it. Another sophomore, and Ridgeline will have to punt. With the first down there, Ridgeline probably could have just about run the clock almost down. But the clock continues to run because of that mercy rule. It's been a running clock the whole second half.
Freshman football players, at the end of the game, please meet at the north end of the bleachers.
Murdoch will have to come back out and punt.
Game, please meet at the north end of the bleachers.
Now the back judge starts counting. They snap it to him, and Murdoch boots it away. Gets past the return man. He has to go back and pick it up. And he's tracked down at the 30-yard line and snowed under by a flock of hawks. Do hawks flock? How many hawks are in a flock if a hawk could flock?
Take over 1st and 10 on their own 30. Fans, at the conclusion of the game, we ask that no spectators go onto the track or playing field.
Clock rolls, and we're at 1:50 to go in this one. Mountain Crest will fall to 1-8. 0-5 in region. They go winless in region. Ridgeline will go to 7-1. 4-1 in region. Handoff up the middle. Here we go. Veeder on his horse. Veeder into the secondary, and he's going to race for the 70-yard touchdown. Once he got ahead of steam, he was off to the races. 70 yards, and Veeder now 82 yards on 6 carries. He had 12 yards before that carry. There was a flag in the end zone, but they're still going to give him the touchdown. They're going to go for They call him for a celebration penalty because he spiked it too hard. Mountain Crest wants a timeout. I think they're going to work on their two-point play here. So Mountain Crest is going to avoid their third straight shutout after the 70-yard gallop by Emilio Veeder. With 1:14 to play in the ball game, Mountain Crest calls a timeout. I think it looks like they're going to go for 2. Skyview was leading Bear River at the half, 21-12, and now in the fourth quarter, it's 35-20. Skyview leads Bear River. But Bear River's had so many close games that they haven't been able to close out this year. They had a good chance to beat Ridgeline. Logan came back from behind and beat them. Now Mountain Crest is going to kick it. Let's see if they do kick it or if they do something else. Now they're going to fake it. Throw to the end zone. No. So the PAT's no good. They tried some trickeration going for 2. Hey, let's just stay right here. There's a minute 14 left in this ball game. It's going to be a running clock. This game will be over here in just a minute. And 14. It's been an interesting season. We've had a couple of blowout games, and we've had some that have been a lot of fun. That Mountain Crest Green Canyon game a few weeks ago was one that came right down to the wire. Mountain Crest stopped on the 1-yard line on the final play of the game. Ridgeline Green Canyon last week was a heck of a ball game. Box Elder Green Canyon was a heck of a ball game. So we imagine we'll have some more as we get into the playoffs. We'll see Skyview in the playoffs. Get a good chance to look at the Bobcats. And as soon as we know what that playoff schedule will be, once the final RPIs are done and the games are set, we'll be posting it on our Facebook page. We'll put it on our Valley Channel Sports Twitter. And Ridgeline recovers the onside kick at the 49. So Jackson Olsen and the Ridgeline offense will take the field. They'll have 64 seconds to run off the clock. In fact, they won't even have that much. It's a running clock and it's already started. They'll only have to really take one snap. They're going to have to snap at once. I'm sure they'll just take a knee, and that's what they do. So Ridgeline comes into Mountain Crest. The most dominant win in this series by either team, 56-6. Ridgeline puts it on the Mustangs. Now Ridgeline will head into the playoffs after a couple of weeks off. Mountain Crest get a week next week to play against Hillcrest. We hope you enjoyed the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. We'll see you next time in the Game of the Week. The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company, privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. The Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years.